Damn it! Another earthquake! You've gotta be kidding me! I won't get anywhere by wallowing in self-pity here. Yuka, I swear I'll protect you. Please wait for me. First things first, though. I need to go check on Naomi. Girl in the red dress. Hey! Hey you! Wait!
Someone's cell phone is lying on the ground. Pick it up.
This is Shinohara's, isn't it?
Seiko seems to have been in the middle of texting someone when she dropped her phone. The text entry window is still open. While confirming the phone's owner, Satoshi wound up inadvertently reading the whole thing.
Shinohara. I'm sorry, Shinohara. I really didn't mean to. I don't think Naomi should see this. Not now, at any rate.
Seiko, I can't stop the bleeding from your chest. Oh, everything's going white all around me. Naomi, when I die, will you be sad? Of course I'll be sad. Don't you dare die on me. If I do, I want you to leave me here and find a way out of this school, because I know, Naomi, I know you'll make it. If you die, Seiko, I don't think... It'll be okay. You have Mochida. Even if I'm not around, he'll take care of you. What are you saying? You're an idiot. Ah, look at you. Your nose is all runny. I bet nobody else in class has ever seen you with this much snot before. What is wrong with you? I'm ready for this, Naomi. Don't feel bad about leaving me behind, just go. Naomi? Alright already. Don't worry about me. Relax. I'm cold. Seiko. Damn, I just realized I'm going to die without ever kissing anyone. Will you kiss me, Naomi? Seriously? I just want to know what it feels like. Don't be stupid. It'll be okay. It's between us girls. You won't have to count it as your first kiss. That's not the point, Naomi. I got kissed by Naomi. Your lips are a lot softer than I thought they'd be. Same here. Oh. Seiko, are you crying? Why? Naomi, I was ready. Now, I don't want to die. Seiko. No, I don't want to die. I want to be with you, Naomi. I want to be with you always. Seiko. Seiko. It was all a dream? What the hell kind of dream was that?
Naomi.
Satoshi, please, don't leave me alone in here like that.
Sorry. I was out looking for Yuka.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Did you find her?
No. The corridor that leads to where I saw her last went back to being a wall. I can't find any way of getting to the other building anymore.
Other building? There's a whole other building?
Yeah. Looks like the school Yuka, Morishige, and I were in is different from this one. We need to find some way of traveling from one space to another.
That would be ideal, yeah.
Wait a minute. Why are you standing out here instead of waiting inside the infirmary?
I was attacked in there earlier by some kind of black shadowy mist. So I was a little scared to be in there, afraid it might attack me again.
You serious? I'm really sorry about that then.
Don't worry about it. But there is something in there, for sure. I think we should keep our distance.
No objections here. Naomi, you seem spacey. Are you alright?
I dreamed about Seiko. Seiko must have really suffered. She just wanted me to understand.
Naomi, don't let it get to you. Please. The lights changed positions again. Naomi, would you mind waiting here for a sec?
Sure, no problem.
Naomi! Now, grab it!
Okay, got it!
Nicely done in there. In fact, you seem totally unfazed. Did you figure out what we needed to do on your own or something?
Actually, I had to do something similar before, with Seiko.
Did you? Same here, but with Yuka.
Let's keep moving. We'll find her. I know we will.
Yeah.
The door is locked. There's an erratic noise like that of TV static coming from within. Use the custodian's key.
Who turned out the lights?
What's going on? Why is it so cold?
Something really smells. And it's pitch black in here. Can you find a light switch anywhere?
I'll try. Found it!
Thanks.
Man, it does stink in here. And it's not just the mold, is it?
Probably not.
Huh? That's odd.
What is?
Oh, nothing. It's like deja vu. I could swear I've seen this room before.
It's an old-fashioned space heater. Something sticky seems to have melted all over its surface. There are stains everywhere. It's an old beat-up kettle. There are old moldy tea leaves floating in the stagnant water. Every day up through November 18th, 1975 is crossed off with a big X. Inside the cabinet, there's a notebook labeled Night Guard Logbook and a few crumpled pieces of paper. The sheets of paper contain what appears to be a seemingly endless list of names. The lettering is worn, however, making it impossible to confirm exactly what's written. It's an old Japanese-style fusuma sliding door, presumably opening to a closet. It's torn and stained in equal measure throughout its surface.
Something seems off about this closet. I get the feeling this is one door we shouldn't open.
There's a Video 8 camcorder lying on top of the TV. Its cassette deck is empty. Its batteries also seem to have run out, however, as the LCD display isn't turning on.
What is something this recent doing in a place this old?
Maybe it belonged to someone who was brought here like us.
Yeah, that does make sense. Unfortunately, there's no cord here to hook it up to the TV, and it's out of batteries, so it doesn't look like we'll be able to get much use out of it.
There's a magazine article here from a publication called Strange But True, Stories of the Occult. It's a follow-up to a previous report. Read it? Strange But True, Stories of the Occult, Chasing Down the Hidden Past of the Cursed School Building. Follow-up by Ko Kibiki. Let's talk a bit more about Yoshizaku Yanagihori, beloved son of Heavenly Host
Elementary Principal Takemine Yanagihori. The man was a born instructor, pure and simple. He took up the mantle as soon as he could, and performed his duties with peerless panache. But then, the illness struck, and little by little, his winning personality gave way to pure instinct. He was slowly losing all sense of identity. Although the cause of this illness was unknown, its effects were anything but. Simply put, the good teacher had begun reverting to a childlike state. He began carrying an antique doll with him at all times, a memento from a long-forgotten festival, perhaps given to him by his late mother. His behavior during class degraded quickly. More often than not, his lectures would cease before the period's end, and he'd be wailing mournfully. Finally, several months prior to the kidnapping and murder incident, Yoshikazu reached a point where he could no longer communicate his thoughts. Although he could still understand others, he became virtually incapable of forming words without intense focus. Given all the evidence mounted against him, Yoshikazu Yanagihori was arrested on multiple counts of kidnapping, murder, and desecration of the dead. But due to his mental condition, he was never able to confess his involvement in these crimes, nor even properly discuss them with authorities. Everything hinged on the testimony of the sole survivor, one Sachiko Shinozaki, age 7. In search of the truth behind the less scientific afflictions this incident spurned, I of course chose to follow the trail of this mysterious little girl. Those who have seen the infamous newspaper photos accompanying this story may remember Sachiko best as the girl with the strikingly unusual red dress. It's hard not to feel sympathy for someone so young, forced to watch other children her age being tortured and killed one by one. And certainly, if I were to find Miss Shinozaki and secure an interview, there would be some real moral concerns about digging up such painful memories. But then again, she may be a full-grown and, hopefully, well-adjusted adult for over 10 years at this point. By now, she should be able to look back upon these horrific events with some objectivity and give a more thorough account of what happened that day.
I'm impressed, Shinozaki. You're far stronger than I thought. Totally fearless, in fact.
I was scared out of my mind. My brain is still struggling to make sense of all this.
Okay. But look, the ghost is gone. I guess we really managed to appease it. Are you alright? You should probably dry your tears and blow your nose at least. What the hell? Not on my shirt!
Didn't I tell you before you shouldn't say things like that?
What are you, 2? That's really gross. Not good. She's not normally like this. Shinozaki.
Go to where the floor collapsed, but then got better. 1 step, rooster. 10 paces, rat.
Though the floor here had clearly collapsed previously, the gap seems to have mysteriously closed up on its own. It feels completely solid. One of the floorboards here is slightly raised. Peering through the crack, you can just barely make out something shiny in the dark recesses below. Try to pull it out. From beneath the floorboards, you manage to fish out a crank-like key that resembles the winder from an old-fashioned pocket watch.
The heck is this? Doesn't look like it would fit any door I know.
The winder you found looks like it'll fit perfectly in the keyhole at the base of the lever. Use it? It did indeed slip into the device without any trouble, but nothing happened.
Oh, come on.
The lever is stuck, but seems to have a bit more give than it did before. There's space for it to go down one more notch. Try forcing it.
Wow, get a load of this place. It's got showers and everything.
It hurts.
Oh god, my head.
Blood? Shinozaki! Are you alright? Did you feel something again? Another nosebleed. If it's just her nose, it's fine. But if a blood vessel burst in her brain or something... Here, Shinozaki. Stuff some tissues up your nose to stop the bleeding.
Thanks. I have some of my own, but since you got yours out already...
Yeah, go ahead. Did the ghost get to her? No, she's been a little off since before that. I think she's probably reached her limit. She needs to rest.
Your own reflection stares back at you. Strangely, you have more wrinkles than you remember. No matter how hard you turn the handle, no water is coming out of the faucet. The handle seems rusted in place. It won't budge. The bucket is crammed full of discarded underwear, all twisted up like wrung-out dish rags. A high school uniform has been shoved haphazardly into this locker. It's essentially an oversized faucet or pump, obviously used for filling the pool. Its entire surface is covered in moss that seems to have absorbed some of the water, puffing it up with a thick, blackish-green coat of ultra-shiny slime. No running by the pool.
A pool, huh? Can't even see the other side of it with all the rain. Alright, here it goes. Shinozaki, this clearly isn't working. Why don't I take the doll for a bit? You'll catch your death of cold out here. Go back inside. I can handle the search. You just wait for me in the locker room.
And what's going to happen if a ghost shows up again, You think you'll be able to handle it?
Don't worry about me. If anything happens, I'll call you. And you can come to my rescue.
All right. Just don't do anything stupid. Thank you.
You say something? I've got to try to lighten her load as much as possible. I don't think she can handle much more of this.
Caution. Confirm all swimmers have vacated the pool before draining. There's a sign on the door that says, Pump Room. The door is locked. It looks like there's a key lodged in the crack between two tiles. Try to dig it out.
Pump room, huh?
I've had enough.
What? Was that? No, there's no way. Come on, give me a break here! Shinozaki! Damn it, she's not here. I guess that really was her then. What the hell is she thinking? What is wrong with me? What am I doing? I should have never taken my eyes off of her. This is all my fault. God damn it! Hey! Shinozaki! Shinozaki! Pretty sure this is where the waves were coming from. She's not here. Did I pick the wrong spot? It's her! Don't worry, Shinozaki. I'm pulling you up! Shinozaki! Shinozaki! Good. At least she's still got a pulse. Come on! Breathe already, damn it! Don't worry me like that. You back with me now? So tell me, why the hell did you jump into the pool?
You called me out there, didn't you?
What?
I heard your voice, so I ran outside. And after that, I don't remember much else. The next thing I knew, my vision was all this sickening green color, and my mouth was full of water.
God damn it. Was this the work of those ghosts again? Can't believe they can trick us so easily. There's gotta be something in that pool.
There's something stuck in my tooth. Oh god, it's like algae or something.
Wonder if the showers still work. Nothing.
I can't get rid of this horrible taste. And I smell absolutely putrid. I hate this.
How does she think I feel? Shinozaki, how about we go out into the rain and wash ourselves off a little? Though I don't know how much help rainwater will be for getting that taste out of your mouth.
Okay.
Alright then, let's go. After this, I guess we'll need to figure out how to dry our clothes. Feeling better?
Yeah. Surprisingly, I was able to rinse out my mouth pretty thoroughly.
Were you? That's good. So, Shinozaki, while I was out here, I came across a room in the back that I'd kinda like to check out.
I'll go with you.
That's probably for the best. Alright, let's do it.
There's a sign on the door that says, "Pump Room." The door is locked. Unlock it. The key was so rusted and brittle that it instantly snapped as soon as it was turned. Fortunately, it had already done its job. The valve wheel is labeled drainage. Turn it. It's the corpse of a very tiny individual. Being pickled in this filthy brine for so long seems to have bloated its skin into a patchwork of pustules. It's the body of a female student, rotting and decayed.
I removed the wheel from the water pump and threw it into the pool. Hopefully, that'll keep anyone from finding the little treasure I left in the spigot. That bitch killed my friends. She could spend eternity without a tongue for all I care.
It's the body of a female student, rotting and decayed. Based on size, this appears to be the body of a high schooler. Long-term exposure to the dirty, contaminated water has left it quite a mess. The dim lights around you are reflecting off of something deep inside the drainage grate. Try to fish it out?
What is this thing?
Some kind of handle?
A crude label written on a piece of tape attached to the device reads, "Water pump." Right below it, there's a slot of some sort of lever or handle.
That's as far as it's gonna go, I think. It's too rusted to turn anymore.
It's a small hemp bag stained with copious amounts of blood. It seems to have fallen from the spigot. An elementary schooler's student ID name tag is attached to it. Heavenly Host Elementary School, Class 1-6, Tokiko Tsuji. The bag appears to contain a severed human tongue.
It's a girl's name.
What?
Which one do we give it to?
Ah! She's got no head above her chin!
How am I supposed to know whose tongue we've got?
Pull out the tongue bag. The little girl's spirit is staggering towards Ayumi, blood gushing up from her gaping cross-section of head as she walks.
Please be the right one. Tokiko! Tsuji! This is yours, isn't it? I'm giving it back!
What happened?
The other ghost is headed this way. We have to run.
Here we go again! Where the hell's it gonna take us this time?
Where your friend was splattered. The floorboards beneath that wall. Right under her globby entrails. Where the floor drips and the blood pools. Drip, drop, drip, drop. Smelly, smelly, icky.
You're getting a good laugh out of this, you sick son of a bitch! God, if that's where it is... I'm not sure we can ever bring ourselves to get it.
Is someone there?
Morishige! You're alive!
Ah, Kishinuma, and our class rep. I'm very glad to see you both safe and sound. What happened?
It's a long story. So, where have you been?
I was in the second wing until a short while ago, but suddenly lost consciousness. And when I woke up here, it felt as if the air had somehow changed. Oh yes, and I did briefly cross paths with Mochida and his sister.
You did? So they're okay too?
They are, though when I next ran into Mochida's sister, it seemed she and her brother had parted ways.
Morishige? What is that in your hand?
Morishige appears to be grasping a blood-soaked pouch in his hands.
Oh, this? I found it under the floorboards in the hallway, just up these stairs. Is this some kind of charm? Do you want it? Please, take it. I'm merely searching for a certain someone, so I have no need for charms at the present time.
Received another tongue bag from Morishige. As with the others, there's a student ID name tag attached to the front. Heavenly Host Elementary School Class 5-2, Yuki Kano.
Well, I should be going now. Is something wrong, class rep? You look like you've seen a ghost. Ah, yes, one more thing. Mochida said we should all try to meet in classroom 1A.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing. It wasn't from, Suzumoto's spot. Maybe it shifted over a few feet, and he got it from there. I mean, if he didn't, then...
That really freaked me out. Did you see his hands? They were covered in blood.
Get back! Get back!
This girl's missing an eye. All we've got is a tongue. Is that going to be enough? What do we do?
Pull out the tongue bag. The girl lowers her head and begins rocking slowly back and forth.
Yuki Kano? This is for you. It is yours, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
We did it. We did it, Shinozaki! All three of them! All that's left is the girl in the...
No! No more! Every time I talk to these ghosts, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to death myself. Do you have any idea what that's like? I keep picturing how I'll look when I'm dead. And I'm not even trying! It just pops into my head all on its own. And it's such a horrible image. I want to go home. I just want to go home! Back to my mom and my sister.
Shinozaki. Alright. Next one is mine then, okay? So just try to pull yourself together. What? God damn it! Not again! This one's big too! Was I knocked out? Where am I? What? Is this our classroom? No fooling? Shinosaki! Hey, wake up! She's breathing at least. Shinosaki, come on, wake up already!
Kishi... No... What?
Take a look around you! I can hardly believe it myself, but here we are!
No way! We're back? For real? Is this really our school?
It's really real. Check it out. Here's my desk.
Mine too. It's right here. I can't believe it.
It's true.
Yeah, we made it. We're home. We're home.
Fuck yeah! Suck on that, world!
I never thought I'd live to see home again.
Guess there's no Satoshi or Miss Yui or anyone else, huh?
The shelves are filled with personal effects belonging to the Class 2-9 primary and assistant homeroom teachers.
Miss Yui even has some cans of cat food in here. I'm not sure that's the sort of thing she should be storing in the classroom, though. Guess there's no Satoshi or Miss Yui or anyone else, huh?
Venturing out in search of others, you find that even the janitor has likely gone home. The lights are out, and the halls are pitch black. Only the red glow of the light next to the fire extinguisher offers any respite from the quaint, quiet darkness of the school hallway.
Standing around in the darkened corridors of our school building at 8 o'clock in the evening just feels so surreal.
As the thunder and rain grow in intensity, the windows begin to condensate with moisture, turning white in contrast to the corridor's sea of black.
Is this reality? Was everything up until now just a dream? Where am I right now? And what am I doing? What? Shirozaki! What's wrong? What? What the hell is this?
not over, is it? Why isn't it over? Why?
Damn it! It's you!
No! Go back! Don't come any closer! Ah!
It was a rainy evening after school, just like this one. On the day I was kidnapped, I remember I had a fight with my mom that morning.
Why is she telling us this?
I have no idea!
I didn't want to see her face. So, after school, I decided that instead of going home, I'd park myself in the outdoor walkway for a little and watch the rain. That's when Mr. Yoshikazu showed up. He sat down next to me. I told him all about my fight with Mom, and he listened really closely and just kept saying, uh-huh, uh-huh. He was sick and couldn't speak much, you see, but he was a very kind man. I really liked him. But then... You two are nice people. I'm so sorry.
She's so tiny. She must be 5th grader Yuki Kano, right?
Thank you for what you did back there, for making the effort to help those of us who were killed in that school.
Didn't we succeed, though? So why are you still here?
No, you didn't.
But we returned your tongues! We gave you back your ability to speak out! And we even got your murderer to repent for what he did! Is it just that you can't forgive him no matter what?
Appeasing us isn't about forgiveness. It doesn't matter if we forgive or not. Repentance is between the criminal and the victim. It's the sole act capable of moving us, and we exist as fragments of the sacred ground upon which Heavenly Host is sealed. I believe that moving us is your best course of action. But it's not enough. This repentance just wasn't enough.
So you're saying his words, the words spoken by the doll, weren't good enough to appease you?
That's not... Oh.
Huh?
So, what then? Why do you feel the need to trap one innocent stranger after another in that godforsaken place? You child spirits are the ones who summon us there, aren't you?
That's not true.
The hell do you mean by that?
We are just the cogs that hold the closed spaces together.
But you killed Suzumoto, didn't you?
Wait!
Huh?
Let's hear her out.
I'm just glad I was able to get even the two of you back to safety.
Why the hell are you suddenly so concerned about us?
I heard about a situation like this from my sister once. A lost soul whose life was ended violently and abruptly, leaving her with a mountain of worries and regrets. It's kind of like stopping short at the edge of madness. With all sorts of thoughts and feelings swirling around in your head, your kindly nature and your sudden hatred and panic begin to spin around and around, and you just start acting out without any sort of control.
Your sister's some kind of medium or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So what you're saying is, this little girl and the creepy little girl we met before are two sides of the same coin?
I feel for you. I really do. So please, please, bring the rest of them back. Mochida, Miss Yui, and everyone else too. Bring them all back home. Come on! You can do it, right?
I don't think that's possible anymore.
Why not?
Those closed spaces have eaten a lot of innocent souls. Far too many, in fact. The grudges of those who died there have filled every last corner of them. There's no room left, and because the agony and pain has nowhere else to go, it's begun feeding on the minds of souls like us who are bound there. It won't be long before I turn back into a vengeful spirit who attacks people like you without mercy.
So, we're going to lose you as an ally then? So why don't you just hurry up and bring them home right now? Isn't there any way for us to save Mochida and the others?
There may be one way.
What is it?
I think you already know. You have to return to the closed spaces. Find all 4 of us Heavenly Host serial kidnapping and murder victims, and put us all to rest. Then the closed spaces won't have their cogs anymore, so they'll begin to fall apart, and you just might get your friends back.
You expect us to go back? And this time, instead of just having one person left to appease, we have to go back to the drawing board and appease all 4 of you?
Why couldn't you tell us the reason our previous efforts weren't good enough? What is there to hide?
It's just something I don't want to remember. But if you really want to know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything that happened.
Yuki's spirit gently took hold of Ayumi's hand, and in an instant, their 2 beings seemed to merge together into a single mind.
What's going... Ah!
Shinozaki!
It hurts. It hurts. Huh? What happened to me? Didn't I pass out? So why am I fully aware right now? I can't see a thing, and I can't move. It's like that feeling you get when you're really tired. Sleep paralysis, I think. Where? Why can't I move?
Sachiko Shinozaki, the little girl in the red dress, and the only survivor of the horrific murders that occurred in Heavenly Host Elementary School. Following the incident, Sachiko's family fled from the area, moving to another prefecture to escape the frightful memories that remained here. Strangely, however, I've been unable to locate any other records of the Shinozaki family. No matter where I looked, the only information I could find about them comes from newspaper reports on the Heavenly Host murders. Granted, when an elementary school becomes the stage for a grisly incident such as this, perpetrated by none other than the principal's own son, it stands to reason that the scandal would serve as the primary focus for public interest, with all other details fading into the background. So, of course, after learning that Sachiko was safe, further news of her whereabouts was largely ignored in favor of the media circus surrounding the school. But there's more to it than that. People weren't just uninterested in learning of Sachiko's history or whereabouts. There was simply no data to be had.
I can't move my body because of sleep paralysis, I guess. But I can clearly see the room I'm in now. There's one boy and 2 girls in here aside from myself. I recognize them. They're the children who were killed in Heavenly Host during that incident. But they're still alive! Unfortunately, they're all bound hand and foot and just sprawled out on the floor. And so am I. That's the real reason I can't move. No! Stop! No! Please, no!
Eyes.
No, I can't see. Now I'm blindfolded. I can't see a thing that's happening to me. And since my hands and feet are tied up, I can't remove the blindfold either. That just makes everything so much worse. I guess because I can't see, I begin to listen more intently. The helpless cries of the other children echo off the walls of the cramped room. I'm so scared. It feels like my head's going to explode. What are you doing to me? Why am I blindfolded? Untie me! Cut the ropes! I want to be able to use my hands and feet. Please! Please! I kept begging and pleading, but all I heard in response was the man walking away from me.
In order. Okay.
In order? I've never heard screaming like this before. It's pure, primal terror, cutting through the air like a perfect sine wave. It's the boy at the end. It feels like he's been screaming for an eternity. I think he's being killed right now. My God, what the hell is he doing to him? No one deserves this. Why isn't God allowing him to fall unconscious so he doesn't have to suffer? It's been at least half an hour now. Those inhuman screams of a young boy being ripped apart from the inside have finally come to a halt.
No! 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 No!
Without even a single moment of silence, the first of the girls in line is the next to scream for her life, and the symphony goes on. die already. Die already? God, what is wrong with me? You know what? I don't care. Just get it over with and leave me in peace. Finally, after hearing a sound like a heavy object being dropped, the noises stopped and the room grew quiet again. Those footsteps are getting closer. All my hair standing on end at this point. Everything below my stomach feels like it's frozen. Like I've suddenly been stricken with severe diarrhea. In order? God, why am I relieved by this silence? The kid next to me just died! Which means it's my turn now! Ah! Someone's got me by the hair. They're pulling my head up and taking off my blindfold, which means I get to see the face of my killer.
The 4 missing children were found in a basement room at Heavenly Host Elementary School, unused and officially sealed since the building's construction. When authorities entered, they were greeted with an inhumanly horrific sight. Based upon the evidence at hand, the murder weapon was determined to be a pair of large sewing scissors found in the hands of the accused. Investigators suspected some hesitation on the man's part, however, as the deceased victim's wounds did not indicate that his full strength has been used. Nonetheless, he had clearly acted with extreme malicious intent. The official cause of death for the 3 murdered children has been listed as loss of blood following removal of the tongue. But the actual state of affairs was not quite so clinical, nor even so pleasant, if you can believe it. The following details have been extrapolated from information previously unreleased to the public, or at least previously unreported by news outlets. These details of the crime, as based on the official police testimony of Sachiko Shinozaki herself. Evidently, the victims were bound, blindfolded, and spaced out on the floor, then killed one by one. One was repeatedly stabbed in the abdomen with the aforementioned pair of scissors, then had many of his internal organs forcefully dug out. His discarded innards were found partially buried beneath the earthen floor of the basement room. Another was stabbed in the head dozens upon dozens of times, to such an extent that all flesh and bone above her jawline was essentially minced away.
With my blindfold removed, the sight that appeared before me was more horrific than anything I could possibly have imagined. The person staring back at me, brandishing a blood-soaked pair of sewing scissors, wasn't the large man from earlier at all. It was one of the children. It was a little girl. Her face dyed red with the blood of her victims. She was staring intently at me with soulless gray eyes. And then she just started giggling. She was opening and closing the bloodied scissors over and over again, and the sound kept echoing through the room. Then she took those dull, rusty, thoroughly blood-soaked blades and slowly brought them closer and closer to my left eye. Why is it you? No!
The third victim was stabbed in the left eye, an indeterminate number of times, until her eyeball became soup-like inconsistency. She was eventually just left like that, slowly bleeding to death in horrible agony. Strangely, it was only after these mutilations had already been inflicted that the killer went back and severed the victims' tongues. Learning the truth about these proceedings is shocking even to me, and makes it nearly impossible to accept the murderer as anything but a monster. And bearing witness to every moment of this was a 7-year-old girl named Sachiko. In many ways, she's the most pitiable and long-suffering of them all, but it was through her tearful, frightened testimony Yoshikazu Yanagihori was officially charged. Now, going back to the hunt for information on this unfortunate girl's whereabouts, it was her words that ultimately led to Yoshikazu's sentencing. Therefore, it comes as no real surprise that sensitive information pertaining to her and her family would be withheld. That's to be expected. What's not expected, however, is that there's not even the slightest trace of this information left to find. It's as if it simply never existed. Therefore, I cannot help but consider alternate possible explanations. And I remind you, this is mere conjecture. But one question keeps nagging at the back of my mind. Was Yoshikazu Yanagihori really the murderer of 3 victims? Is it possible this crime was not actually perpetrated by him? Think about it. In his final days, Yoshikazu was incapable of communicating with others through speech, and despite his childlike reservation, he'd always be a personable and friendly man. As the saying goes, he wouldn't have hurt a fly. All his relatives, friends and neighbors confirmed as much, shocked to hear that such a kindly man could commit these unconscionable atrocities. He certainly had no motive for the crime either. There was nothing for him to gain from it. Then again, he may simply have lost his mind. Look at his father. It was around this same time Principal Takamine Yanagihori suddenly began speaking in tongues and acting in a most peculiar way. Not to mention scribbling incomprehensible gibberish all over his walls, as if possessed. He seemed frightened of someone, and would often be found crouching in the corner of his office, moaning and thrashing when visitors came by. If he could wind up in such a beleaguered state, with no warning, then so too could his son. I believe we're looking at a curse far more powerful than anything that man could devise. From the time it opened its doors to the day it closed them forever, Heavenly Host Elementary School's sealed basement room has existed as some form of cursed ground. And to find the underlying cause, we must go back beyond the infamous kidnapping and murder incident. Back a whole 20 years. I believe I may have found a clue that could shed some light on the situation. It may be a bit far-fetched as leads go, but it's a lead nonetheless. Regrettably, since Heavenly Host was not only closed down, but demolished altogether, and another school built in its place, it's no longer possible to investigate the basement room directly. But my protege has found what may be the next best thing. Something that could make the impossible possible once more. Preparations are being made to pursue this lead even now. Be sure not to miss the next installment. It may be the scoop of a lifetime. Ko Kubiki, 2003, July 22nd.
Everyone, the new member is here!
Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Seriously? You brought a boy?
Ah, Jay, what a nice surprise!